Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna cover for today, anyways. I hope there'll be more videos, but um, actually, there definitely will be more videos, just not on this topic. How do I approach standardized test prep? Test standardized te prep standardized test prep. We have IELTS, we have TOEFL, OSSLT is a new one. Okay, personally, I've come across IELTS and I've come across TOEFL, and I've helped in these two areas in a more or less serious way. I don't have a lot of experience with test prep, but let's take these two as good examples. Um, IELTS prep. You have academic and you have um, not applied. You have academic and regular tests. Let's go IELTS test samples. Basically, what I would do is go on a website, and we have a task. We have a task to complete. Complete the task, right? This one's a listening task. Okay, these are questions for a listening task, and we have answers. And here's the actual recording. Test yourself. Learn the requirements for timing, like how much time you have to answer the questions. Determine and try to recreate. Try to recreate test conditions as much as possible. Then test yourself. Um, in things like listening and reading, this is easy because you're able to kind of have the answers right away, and so you can immediately determine did you do well or not. For speaking and writing, you're not in a good place because basically what you have to do. Well, actually, no. Um, for speaking, what you can do is basically you press tools and you press voice typing and you go blah 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 yippity yappity do. Yeah, not the best voice thing. But if that doesn't work for you, and it probably won't if it doesn't work for me, then just simply recording your answers and transcribing them is a helpful way to get them down. And then for rubric, you go for speaking rubric for IELTS, and they have publicly available band descriptors where they explain basically what they focus on for fluency, for pronunciation, for grammatical range. If we're to zoom in here, um, the use of idiomatic language is done naturally and accurately. So they're going to be looking for English idioms. So don't use only literal speech. Use metaphorical, uh, colorful language when you give answers on IELTS speaking tests. Anyways, you have the speaking test rubric, writing test IELTS rubric. You have those as well. Um, some of these rubrics are less new. Some are more new. I'm sure the most recent rubric is a big industry secret, but use these rubrics as a general idea in order to guide your answers to get your 9 out of 9 band score. Um, I recommend getting somebody at least once or twice who is a who's a who's familiar with the system or who knows how to grade properly according to this rubric. Basically, somebody whose English is stronger than yours to kind of look at to practice speaking and writing with them and having them grade your answers. Um, speaking, um, yeah, I mean you can do speaking, but writing definitely. Write something and have somebody look at it and test it according to the rubric, and maybe there's something that you might have missed, right? So that's IELTS prep. OSSLT is a new thing. It's like grade 10 EQAO. The approach is basically the same. You look for tests the practice test that came in from 2015, from 2014, 2008. This is a grade 10 literacy test. Basically, with the OSSLT, we're looking for accurate past tests and sample tests to complete. The more tests you complete, the more closely you approximate test conditions, and the more you try to problem solve like any mistakes that you make, the better you will do on the actual tests. So those are your three principles. Um, Mimic test conditions, understand your mistakes and why they happen, and then lots of repetition and trial and error. Don't just do the same test over and over again and get 20 out of 40. Get your 20 out of 40, try to understand why, do it again, try to understand why. And also feedback from better English learners. For at least definitely for the writing and speaking sections of the test. It's unavoidable. Reading and listening, you can do the whole thing, all the prep without ever needing a tutor. So it's one of those sad situations where a tutor is actually quite handy because you can't see all your blind spots with writing and speaking. That's it. Hope this has been helpful.